Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Thursday, September 8th, 2016. Hi, I'm sorry for my absence, everyone, but I had a bit of a family emergency that I had to take care of. Don't worry, everything is good, everything is fine. It's just time to get back to the news, alright? So today begins with one of my favorite franchises, Pokemon. Pokemon Go Plus, the wrist accessory for Pokemon Go, will be launching next week. And speaking of Pokemon Go, a new version is coming to Apple Watch, but you will still need a phone in order to play it, as you won't be able to see yourself on the map. World of Warcraft Legion has been out for more than a week, and now Blizzard is reporting having sold 3.3 million copies in its first 24 hours. A new CSGO Pro League has been started with the intent of fairness in mind, as the players will share profits if the team does well. Sounds like a really good idea on the surface. Let's hope more leagues like this start popping up. Interplay, the developers of Earthworm Jim franchise, are selling off most of their IPs, including Jim, Kingpin, Descent, and more. Interplay says that they're just looking to offload some of these properties to give them a chance at new life with companies who want to continue on with their legacy. And now it's time for release announcements, starting with Doom, which will be getting Deathmatches and private matches starting September 13th. Speaking of Bethesda games, they have announced that they will probably have some sort of conference at E3 2017. Obviously nothing official yet, but my guess is that they're going to show the beginnings of Elder Scrolls 6, but let me know what you think it might be in the comment section down below. The servers for Destiny went down earlier today to prepare for the Iron Banner event and update 2.4.0. For a link to the full patch notes, please see the description down below, as well as links for sources for all of today's stories, and enjoy the new format for the description. Another update is out for Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and it brings DirectX 12 support for Windows 10 users. In our final update, Garden Warfare 2 Trials of Gnomus is out and adds a mystery portal in the town hall. Go find out what's there. A LEGO Harry Potter collection is coming to PS4 on October 21st. Awesomenauts, a game released back in 2012, is finally making its way to Xbox One next week on September 12th. For our final release announcement, Super Mario Run, the first Mario game for mobile, is coming sometime this holiday season. It actually looks really good. And then, how about a free game? Ubisoft is giving away The Crew free to everyone during the month of September, but you gotta wait a couple of weeks. How about a free game today, then? Tropico 4, head on over to Humble Bundle, and everybody can get Tropico 4 free for the next couple of days. All you gotta do is link your Steam account, and it is free. Up next, we're gonna talk about everything I know about the PS4 Pro, which was announced yesterday. Next, on News Cartridge. We have a huge story taking up 2 slots today because there is simply so much to cover. Sony held a press conference yesterday where they unsurprisingly announced a new model of the PS4 as well as the PS4 Pro, aka the PS4K, aka the PlayStation Neo, and both are now available for pre-order. Remember, it is hardware, so pre-ordering it is not a bad idea if you want to be the first to own it. What many people, including myself, were calling the PS4 Slim is indeed just a new model of the PS4, which will be replacing the current one on September 15th, a week from today. And at the same time, the new DualShock 4 with light bar on the touchpad and a new PlayStation camera with the exact same functionality, just a different style, will be available too. Good news to those who want to transfer over data from your old model to either the new one or the Pro when it launches. All you need is an RJ45 Ethernet cable, the typical cable you use to plug a PC into the internet, to accomplish everything, which I must say is going to be much easier. It's going to make the whole process a lot better. And now, about the Pro itself. Sony says that we will see more of the new PlayStation 4 Pro at EGX later this month on September 22nd. The exact specs of the machine were not detailed, but don't worry, we're going to get into that in a little bit. Alright, so let's get into how the PS4K will handle different display resolutions. If you're running a 1080p TV, all 4K content will be optimized for 1080, and if the resolution is less, then it will be upscaled to 1080p. If you're running a 4K TV, all 4K content will be played normally, and anything less than 1080p will be upscaled to 4K. If your TV supports HDR or high dynamic range, everything will be displayed as is if HDR is supported. Otherwise, everything again will upscale to 4K. How it captures video is a little different, as it will only record 1080p footage at 30 frames per second, but it does take 4K screenshots. 2 games have been confirmed for support for 4K on launch: Elder Scrolls Online and Rise of the Tomb Raider. Going back to HDR, all PS4 systems, including the old model, will receive HDR support through a firmware update. However, one thing that cannot be done through an update is the support for 4K Blu-ray. This is an interesting choice by Sony, because they own the technology for Blu-ray, and yet they're not implementing it in their new console, yet Project Scorpio by Microsoft will support 4K Blu-ray. And you can bet your buns that Microsoft has taken notice of this, and a whole lot more. Our good buddy Phil Spencer has made some comments in regards to the PlayStation 4 Pro, saying, nice job, but he's very happy with Microsoft's plans. With it being known that Microsoft is aiming for around 6 teraflops for Scorpio, this is the reason Sony isn't talking specs just yet. It's rumored Sony has achieved somewhere in the neighborhood of 4.5 teraflops for the Pro, and they're trying to drive this point across by comparing it to their current PS4. Next, we have some remarks made by Sony's Mark Cerny. He claims the Pro will bring you the PlayStation 4 experience without causing the disruption of a new console generation. And oh boy, do I think he's wrong. People draw lines in the sand all the time, any chance that they can get. It happened between the last console gen and this console gen. Hell, it happens to me because I play Minecraft and it's a kid's game. Finally, the PlayStation Pro launches on the 10th of November and will cost $399 US, 349 British pounds, or your regional equivalent. And then, does anybody else think it looks like a club sandwich? In the quick spot today is Bethesda, and apparently an issue that is eating them from the very core of their soul. Many of you may be aware that Fallout 4 has had mod support on Xbox One for quite some time now, but PS4 gamers are still waiting. Bethesda has commented that they want mod support, quote, as fast as humanly possible. Now, from what I know, the PS4 is lacking in RAM to support mods, whereas the Xbox One has had the overhead to support modding capabilities right away. I suspect Bethesda is working hard on PS4 optimizations, and I'm sure Sony is not happy with this either, as some customers, for the time anyway, will choose to buy an Xbox One simply for the ability to mod Fallout 4. Finally today, Rocket League has had a major update, and let's get ready to rumble. Rumble is the name of the update that rolled out today, pun intended, and it aims at bringing the game a more lighthearted and goofy feel. As if running around in a rocket-powered RC car wasn't goofy enough, you can now do things like hit other cars with a giant boot, grappling hook yourself towards the ball, or grow spikes and have the ball stick to you for a short period of time. Crates are now a thing, and they work very much like the crates from Counter-Strike. In the essence, you gain crates for free, and then have to unlock them by buying a key with real-world currency. These items can then be traded with other players. However, the major difference is these items will not be using the Steam Marketplace, and therefore have no chance at being worth real-world currency. What do you think of the new crate system? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now let's do tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Stellar Interface, The Cold War Era, Cursed West, Principia, Master of Science, Raptor Valley, Pure Chess Grandmaster Edition, Ember, King of Booze Drinking Game, 18 Wheels of Steel Holland, Tank Defense Division, Spinning Maze, King Oddball, Earthlock Festival of Magic, Chess Knight 2, The Last Time, Outbreak Pandemic Edition, Kuboom, Pixel Puzzles Ultimate, Mars Odyssey, Six Nights, and The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Edition. For PlayStation 4, Dragon Fantasy, The Black Tome of Ice, The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Edition, and Jotun Valhalla Edition. For Xbox One, Jotun Valhalla Edition, The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Edition, King Oddball, and Stardust Galaxy Warriors Stellar Climax. For PlayStation Vita, Dragon Fantasy Book 2. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And what's the difference between a mosquito and No Man's Sky? When you slap a mosquito, it stops sucking.